Assalamu alaikum. This is reading test of LanguageCert for level B2, and this is our test 3, and we are doing part 2. In this part, we will read some passages, and in this passage, we will find some blank spaces where we need to put some sentences. We have given 7 sentences here. There are 6 questions, but options are given 7 because there is one extra option to make us confused. They have given the extra option. We need to locate what option fits the best in the blanks. So, first of all, you can read the text, use the sentences to complete the text, choose the correct sentence for each gap. There is one extra sentence you will not need. So read it carefully. This is difficult part of it because when you go from one part to another, it gets difficult. So I think I saw a ghost. This is the topic. A person who is telling his story. He saw a ghost. 4 years ago, I spent the summer traveling through Europe. I spent 2 days in Verdun, France, touring the World War I battle sites. I was staying in a hotel that occupied an old 3-story building, which was certainly there before the 1914 to 18 war. So we need to find a sentence that matches the prior statement or the next coming statement or prior statement. We have to find out that sentence that can match both of it or one of it, previous statement or the next statement. Now, dash, the bed was situated by the entrance to the room with its foot facing the window. What he should have told us about his room that can match with the bed setting. The bed was situated to the entrance to the room. So we need to look at the options, then we can understand it. Our first option is, it looked like a man wearing. No, he is not talking about man, he is talking about furniture of the room. So for the past 4 years, I have believed I saw a ghost in my hotel room. This cannot be the answer because he has not started the story. So he will start the story, then he will tell us for the past 4 years what he did. Question C, option C is, I was in a room on the top floor. Now he is starting the story from here. I was in a room on the top floor with the window facing eastward toward the old battlefield, and then the bed was situated by the entrance. He was telling where he was living. I was in a room on the top floor. So C will be the answer. So we will write here C. Now we will start the story and we will see it links or not. I was in a room on the top floor with the window facing toward the eastward toward the old battlefield. The bed was situated by the entrance with its foot facing the windows. When laying on my back with my head on the pillow, it linked it properly, but we need to see further options so that we can be wrong here. For that reason, I have never told no, this cannot be the answer. I walked to the window. No, the second night I went around. No, this cannot be. There was a light beside the bed. This can be, but here it will not be the answer. So our answer will be C. Now remember, we will not use C anymore. We have used it and it cannot become twice. So I could see the windows dash, but something woke me up. Something woke me up. It means he was sleeping and somebody woke him up. What? So it looked like a man wearing a military jacket and a French cappy hat. No, he did not see a man. That's why we cannot go for this option. So the past few years, no, it cannot be C. We cannot take anymore. For that reason, I have never told no, this cannot be. I walked to the window. I looked around. No, he was sleeping. He was not walking. The second night I went to the bed around 10:30 and fell asleep quickly. Yes, he fell asleep. He was talking. He was sleeping and somebody woke him up. I was sleeping, but something woke me up. So our answer will be F. Something woke me up a couple of hours later. My eyes opened and were drawn to the window. Within a few seconds, I realized that there was a human figure framed. Now he is talking about human figure, and if we want to add answer here, we will find the answer related to human figure. I raised myself on the elbow and looked harder. He had his back to me. Now he is telling his appearance. He had his back to me. He appeared to be leaning on the wall's sill and staring in the direction of what would have been the front during the war. So, our first option, it looked like a man wearing a military jacket, a French copy hat. This is the answer. Option A is the answer because he is telling his body features. He had his back to me. He appeared to be leaning on the window sill and staring in the direction of what would have been. So he is telling his physical features, and here we can find he also telling us it looked like a man wearing a military jacket and French cappy hat. Cappy hat. So we have marked our three answers A, C, and F. We will not use these options again. Now we will read our next lines and then we will find the answers. In retrospect, it looked like the ghost of a French officer gazing towards the battle lines. We are talking about the battle lines and the previous lines, and next lines refers to the switch. I switched it on and the figure was gone. What he switched on? He must have switched on the light. So we will need to find out. Yes, in the G, option G, there was a light bulb beside the bed. So he switched it on. So we will link our G option here. There was a light beside the bed. I switched it on and the figure was gone. I turned the light back off a few seconds later, but the figure was still not there. So I know that the figure was not a shadow cast from outside the room. I turned the light back on and got out of the bed. So see if there was something I might have mistaken for human figure. These are the last lines. Dash, it was that moment I remembered something. I had lowered the blind on it when I went to bed. Now it's up. That taught me made me shiver because I knew I might have imagined the figure of a man at the window, but I was not imagining the fact that the window blind was now up. So what can be the option? B. So for the past few years, this cannot be. For that reason, I have never told anybody about that. This cannot be. I walked to the window and looked around. I walked to the window and looked. It was that moment I remember something. I had lowered the blind on it. It can be the answer. Yes. So the past few years, it was the moment that I walked to. For that reason, I have now no. E can be the answer. I don't have other best option for these lines, so I will have to go with E. So that thought made me shiver because I knew I might have imagined the figure of a man at the window, but I was not imagining the fact that the window blind was now up. Dash, afraid I would be passed for crazy, I kept it to myself. He kept this thing to himself because other people will see him as crazy, a mental disorder person. So we have two options. For the past 4 years, I believe I saw a ghost in my hotel room that night. It can be the answer. And D, for that reason, I have never told anyone about my ghost. D cannot be the right answer because this would be our last line if this was the right answer, and they have already written the last line. Afraid I would be passed for crazy, I kept it to myself. So here the answer will be For the past 4 years, I believed I saw a ghost in my hotel room that night. Afraid I would be passed for crazy, I kept it to myself. This is the same line written here. For that reason, I have never told anyone about it. So this is already written. D is already written. So D is not our answer. So B is our answer. So I will write is B here. So these are the 6 questions and their answers. We have located them from our options. I hope you have understood how to do this reading task. Inshallah, in the next video, we will do the next task, that is task 3, part 3 of reading B2 level. Inshallah, we will meet in the next video. Allah Hafiz.